How you doing, everyone? Anthony Taylor here. Today, I want to talk to you about why you need communication management as part of your strategic plan implementation. So there's basically two key components of this video, okay? One is the communication management part. The other is the strategy implementation. And it's really a means to an end, but the communication is the glue that's going to keep your organization moving forward through your strategic plan implementation. So my name is Anthony Taylor. I'm the managing partner at SME Strategy. We facilitate strategic planning sessions, we coach senior leaders, and we help teams align and implement their strategic plans. And one of the biggest challenges I see organizations face is they do this awesome 2 or 3 day strategic planning offsite. They get aligned on where they're going, what they need to do to get there, and then they have to go off into the world and implement their plan. And one of the biggest factors that make the difference between a successful strategic plan or a failure of a strategic plan is a communication management plan or a communication plan. So why is it important to have a communication plan? It is every single component or the systems and processes of how your team is going to communicate within the plan. So that means that when you're having regular meetings to update your plan, whether you're having regular meetings or communication to update on the implementation, whether that's cross-functional communication, whether that's engaging with your stakeholders, telling them what you're doing, or that's engaging with your stakeholders and pulling information from them, all of that is communication management. Everything that's created within an organization is fundamentally because of communication. Communication is important for transmitting information. It's also important for closing the loop on anything that's been delivered. So when you're doing your strategic planning process, when you're going through strategic planning, it's critical that you include a component for communication management. It's basically the who, what, when, where, how, why of communication that goes within your organization. Now, I'm not saying have more meetings. I will say, if you're going to have a meeting, make sure it's structured to accomplish the thing that you're trying to accomplish. So you have your regular management meetings, you have your regular all hands meetings. Well, how are you going to incorporate strategic planning within that? How are you going to bring up your organizational vision or one destination? How are you going to tell people about, your focus? How are you going to tell people about updates on your strategic plan? And then within your strategic priorities, what meetings are you going to have for working teams? What meetings or communication are you going to have to cascade the plan down? And how are you going to get your middle managers involved in the plan? Making the plan is easy. That'll take, 2 or 3 days or however long it takes for you to get your planning process. But if you're doing a 3-year plan, you've got 1,100 more days of implementation. Now, here's the kind of kicker. For you as a senior leader, or if you're a CEO and you're listening to this, I want you to think about how much of your time is spent communicating. If you're doing what you need to be doing as a senior leader, how much of your time is communication? It's probably 80+% of your time. So think to yourself, are you doing structured communication? Do you have a process or flow for that communication? Or is it mostly ad hoc? One of our critical capacities for strategy implementation is the communication so that nothing is falling through the cracks. So information is getting to where it needs to go, and people and information, the loop is closing around it. So nothing is outstanding. The biggest problems we see with leadership teams and organizations as they move through big, ambitious plans is that there's gaps in communication. There's open loops in communication. People aren't sure who's doing what, why they're doing it, who's responsible, or what's happening around them. So a well-structured communication management plan or well-structured communication management is going to help you and your team make sure that nothing is falling through the cracks as you implement your plan. It's going to help you have better results. It's going to help you be more proactive in your plan implementation, so it doesn't result at year 2 or year 3 when you're looking backwards. You're saying, oh, I think we did okay with our plan. By having a communication structure and a communication plan, It means that you won't be reactive at the end of your 2 or 3 year strategic planning term. You'll be more on top of your plan. You'll know how you did much earlier, and you'll be able to react to changes and adaptation you need to make within your plan. So, as part of your strategic planning process, make sure that you have a communication management plan. Make sure you think of communication management as part of your strategy implementation. It's why we include it as one of our 6 critical capacities for strategy implementation, and why we make sure that teams don't leave their strategic planning session without thinking about it. Okay, as a manager, as a CEO talking to you, if you're able to put the right processes, structures in place for communication, it's going to make your job a lot easier, and it's going to mean that your senior management team doesn't need to put out fires. So I hope that helps give you another tool as you implement your strategy, as you move forward towards your one destination. I'd love to hear what communication structures or what communication management you've put in place within your organization that have netted you really great results. So drop that in the comments below. And then if you're looking for somebody to support you in creating your strategic plan, getting aligned on one destination, and supporting you with your strategy implementation, be sure to reach out to SME Strategy. You can click the button in the description to learn more about our services, or visit us at smestrategy.net. So once again, my name is Anthony Taylor. I'm the managing partner at SME Strategy. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe to get more great strategy and leadership content, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.